Dear students, in this video we'll discuss about class 6 Cordova Mastering Grammar chapter number 1 sentences. Okay, so if you have not watched the part 1, so here look at the screen, you can go to the playlist section and also watch. Okay, so in that video we have discussed about up to C. Here in this video we'll discuss from interrogative sentences. So as you know, interrogative sentences are two parts. So first yes no question, then another WH questions. So in yes no question we use the auxiliary verb, right? In yes no question the auxiliary verbs come to the beginning of the sentence, right? So here just look at the examples here. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. So here what are you doing? That means here WH words are used to ask question. So here when a declarative sentence are converted into interrogative sentences, certain changes take place, right? So suppose take an example. I play cricket. So this is simple present tense. So now you have to change into yes no question. So interrogative interrogative two parts. So first yes no, then WH. So here its interrogative can be formed in two ways. So first yes no question, right? Yes no. But in yes no the auxiliary verb comes to the beginning of the sentence. So here the auxiliary verb yes. In simple present we use do or does. So here do, right? Do I play cricket? Do I play cricket? So this is yes no question. So now you have to change into WH question. So WH question means yes. So you have to use WH words. What do you play or do I play, right? So here you can also change the pronoun. What do you or I? Okay, play. Clear? So in this way we can change the declarative sentence into yes no as well as WH questions. Clear? So here I can go. This is declarative sentence. So here auxiliary verb comes to the beginning of the sentence. So here auxiliary verb can. So here can used at the beginning. Can I go? Then you need to use the question mark at the end of the sentence, right? The next the word order is changed in an interrogative sentence. The auxiliary verb changes its position as we have already discussed. So in yes no questions the auxiliary verbs play the most important role, right? Comes before the subject. Can I go? That means we can say that the structure of the yes no question auxiliary verb yes plus subject plus main verb. This is the general structure of yes no questions, right? So here he eats a banana every day. So here this is there is simple present tense is used eats. So in simple present tense we use do or does. So here does he eat a banana every day? Then use the question mark at the end of the sentence. So an interrogative sentence can be a WH questions. As we have already discussed, interrogative divided into two parts. First yes no question, then another WH questions. So begins with the WH word like when, where, why, who, whom, right? These are WH words. So an interrogative sentence can also be a question which can be answered by yes or no. That means two types, right? So here interrogative sentence first one is yes no, then another WH questions. Okay, so these are the examples here of yes no question and here WH questions, right? So here make a questions for the answers given below. So now answers are provided. Now you have to make a questions. Okay, so here my birthday is in June. Okay, so this is simple present tense. As is used here. Okay, so here you have to write the answer. When is your birthday? Right? As it asks the time, so you need to use when. Okay, when is your birthday? Then use question mark at the end of the sentence. Right? Then next here, I work in Patna. So there is a simple present tense is used and you need to use the WH word to get the answer. Okay, so this is a place, so you need to use where. Where do you work? Right here. Where do you work? Right? Then use the question mark at the end of the sentence. Then next here, yes, I completed my work. So there is the use of simple past tense completed. So you need to use did. Okay, did. So here, did you complete your work? Yes, I completed my work. Okay, simple past. So you need to use did, right? Then next here, my brother is better now. So here simple present tense is used is. Okay, So here you have to use the WH word, how is your brother now, okay. So here you need to use question mark, okay, question mark, how is your brother now. Then next here, this is my new pencil box, okay. So there is also simple present tense is used, okay. So here whose new pencil box is this, this is my, okay, whose. Then next here, yes I do have a pen. So here simple present tense is used, okay. So here you have to use, do you have a pen, yes I do, do you have a pen, right. So here use question mark at the end of the sentence, right. Then next here, exclamatory sentences, right. So sentences that express strong feelings or emotions are called exclamatory sentences. They end with an exclamation mark. So in two ways we can form exclamatory sentence, by using interjection and another what or how, right, what or how. So in these two ways we can represent, we can form exclamatory sentence, right. So suppose take an example, hooray we have won the match, alas I have lost my pen. So this is there is use of interjection. So similarly you can also use what or how, what a beautiful country India is, how brave he is, right. So in this way we can form exclamatory sentence. So here just look at the examples, what a beautiful dress it is. So here what is used, and in the second sentence how melodiously she sings. So here in the second sentence how is used, okay. So here you have to use what and how. I have also made a special video. So here just look at the screen, you can go to the playlist section and also watch. In that video I have briefly discussed about how to change the affirmative sentence into exclamatory sentence. Here you have to use what, how, right, okay. So here rewrite the sentences given below as exclamatory sentence using how or what, okay. So you have to use what if there is adjective plus noun, okay, adjective plus noun. You have to use how where there is adverb, right, use of adverb. Yuvraj is a great fielder, great fielder. So there is use of adjective great, adjective plus noun, great adjective, fielder noun. So here you have to use what a great player Yuvraj is, right. So here what a great fielder, okay, what a great fielder Yuvraj is. So here you have to use exclamation mark at the end of the sentence, right. Then next here, Sunidhi sings very well. So yes there is use of adverb, very, adverb of degree, right, and well. If there is adverb you need to use how, not what. How well Sunidhi sings, right. So here how well Sunidhi sings, okay. So you have to end the sentence with an exclamation mark. Then next here, you are a great dancer. So there is adjective, right, adjective plus noun. So you have to use what, right, what a great dancer you are, right. So here what a great dancer you are, okay. Then next here, Shahrukh Khan is a popular actor. So similarly here popular adjective, actor noun. So you need to use what, not how, okay. What a popular actor Shahrukh is, okay. So here what a popular actor Shahrukh is, clear. Then next here, you are wearing a gorgeous, okay, sari. So there is yes adjective. So you need to use what, clear. So here what a gorgeous, okay, sari you are wearing. So here, okay, clear. So just you have to remember, if there is adverb, okay, you have to use how. If there is adjective plus noun, you need to use yes what, clear. Then next here, so here you have to identify the subject and predicate. Circle the subject and underline the predicate. The first one has been done for you, okay. So here you have to just review the examples here. Okay, then you can easily get a complete idea how to identify the subject, right? So as you know, in imperative sentence the subject is hidden, you, right? Go there, so here subject is you, right? Have the medicines regularly, so you have, you here you is hidden. Okay, into in imperative sentence the subject you is considered as the subject, right? So again in questions and exclamatory sentence we find what or who is the sentence is about. So have you been to the market? So yes, the subject is you, that means the action is done by you, right? So suppose take an example of an exclamatory sentence. How fast he runs. Okay. So in this sentence the subject is he. So you need to ask the question who does the action in a sentence, or what is the sentence is about, right? Suppose take an example, I am a student. So here there is no action is being performed. So what is the subject here? I. Okay, so in two ways we can find the subject. First just by asking who does the action in a sentence, or we call it the doer of an action is known as subject. Then another what is the sentence is about. Okay, so here John is going to the market. Yes, who the action is done by whom? John. So John is subject, and the remaining part except subject, this is known as predicate. The next he managed to go home on time. Who managed? He managed. So he subject, right? So here, okay, he subject, and the remaining part except subject, this is predicate part. And the predicate part always starts from the verb. Okay, managed to reach home on time, this is predicate part. The next are the king offered his advice to the farmer. Who offered his advice? Who offered? The king. The king subject, and the remaining part offered his advice to the farmer. This is predicate. Okay. The next year Rose was a princess who slept for 100 years. Who? Here the sentence is about, right? Rose. Subject is Rose, and the remaining part was a prince who slept for 100 years. This is predicate. Okay, and verb part starts from was, right? The next the lion wanted to eat the rabbit. Yes, who wanted? The action is done by the lion. The lion will be subject, and the remaining part what want to eat the rabbit. This is predicate part. Then next here, at one corner of the hall stood Ramu. Yes, who stood? Ramu. That means action is done by Ramu. So Ramu subject, and the remaining part will be called predicate, right? Then next here phrases and clauses. So a phrase is a group of words that makes sense but not complete sense, since it does not have a subject and a verb. So this is the difference between a phrase and a sentence. So sentence group of words arranged in a proper order, having meaningful sense. This is known as sentence. But phrase phrase group of words having sense but not complete sense. This is known as phrase. So just look at the example, sir. Across the road. So it makes some sense but not complete. In the garden, at the village, in the market. Pros and cons, in spite of great importance, in front of, on the chair. So these are the phrases. Group of words makes some sense but not a complete sense. So this is known as phrase. So a phrase usually forms a part of a sentence but does not convey complete sense. The above examples don't have a subject and a verb, right? So in a phrase there is absence of subject and a verb. Clear? So clause. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. So what is the difference between phrase and a clause? Phrase is the absence of subject and a verb, and in a clause there should be presence of subject and a verb. So the boy is going. So here the subject is the boy, and is going. This is clause, right? So in a clause there should be subject and a verb. This is known as clause. So here the boy is going, it is a clause, since it has subject the boy and predicate yes, is going, right? So here a phrase does not convey complete sense. It does not have a subject and a verb. A clause has a subject and a verb. It may or may not complete sense. Okay, if right, a clause may or may not make complete sense. It is usually a part of the sentence, right? So here take the correct options. So here she left the house at noon. So this is a phrase, at noon, okay, not a clause, as there is no verb and also no subject. Okay. Mary embroidered a handkerchief for okay, mother. So this is okay, clause. Okay. So this is clause, as there is verb and also object. Okay, verb plus object. So there is, I think there is some wrong in the question. It should be from here. Okay, Mary embroidered a handkerchief. Okay, so this is a clause, as there is a verb and a subject. So here just look at the above point here, as we have already discussed. A phrase does not have a subject and a verb. Okay, so here embroidery a handkerchief, so this is verb and there is a object, so this will be called as a clause, not a phrase. Okay. Then next here, the army fought with great courage. This is phrase, right? The next, in spite of ill health, she attended the party. This is a clause, because there is a subject she and attendant. There is a verb, subject plus verb, so this is clause. The next year, the child was excited to see. Yes, this is a clause, because there is subject. The child was excited, verb. This is a clause. A bucket of roses was presented to the chief guest. This is a phrase. Okay. Then next here, match the groups of words given in the column A with those in column B. You will also find it interesting to combine one group of words in column A with different groups of words in column B to form meaningful sentences, right? So now you have to join column A with B and form meaningful sentences, right? So here, she found a small bag in the park. So you have to start the sentence with a capital letter and ends with full stop. The next, apart from chocolates, she likes to eat cookies, right? The next year, Neha had seen, right, a black puppy in the deserted street. The next year, when Neha is hungry, she loves to eat dog nuts. Okay. The next year, the old man walked down the street. The young boy carrying a bat ran across the playground. Clear? So you have to, okay, form meaningful sentences using column A and column B. Okay. Clear? So I think this video will help you. If you find any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. Okay. Thank you.